Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Now I know Zenith will be releasing very soon, or already has been released. But either way, I have played it for a short while, so I wanted to give you a quick video giving my very early impressions so you know what you're getting at least for the first few hours. Not only that, we have our 25k subscriber special where I will be giving the winner any game on the Quest platform. And to enter, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, put on bell notifications and comment hashtag waqman25k down below. Well, let's get straight into the video. The first thing I want to mention is that I was playing the beta 2, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Also, I only played on the Quest 2 as I didn't want to ruin my experience by seeing how much better PC VR looked. But spoiler, it does look much better with colors as well as the environment, although the gameplay is exactly the same. Also, I'm sure the team will be adding a lot more content in the future as this will be a live service game. But I'm confident this is how the game will be on release date. So I want to tell you what to generally expect from the game. If you've tried the game, let me know in the comments what you thought. Now obviously the other biggest MMORPG on the Quest is Oculus VR and is a little cheaper as well. So I will be comparing my initial impressions a little bit to that game. But first and foremost, I do want to say that Zenith is much better than Orbis overall. I could tell that as soon as the game started. However, there are some things where I believe Orbis has done a better job, but I'll discuss that a little later. So, if you didn't know, Zenith is an open world MMORPG, which means you may end up spending a lot of hours in the game. When you initially start in Zenith, you have to choose your region, which was a little surprising for me as it said I can't change it for a full day after picking it. Now, this didn't really cause any issues, but it is something to consider. Plus, I don't really understand why I have to wait a full day. Anyway, after that, you get to pick how your character looks. So this was very lackluster, and I can't believe for an MMORPG the limited choices it had. Everyone looked generally the same, barring the hairstyles and the color options. You couldn't even add a beard or a moustache. Then after that, you select the class. Currently there are only two classes, which are the two styles of fighting. One is called Mage and the other is a Warrior Swordsman. I was surprised and a little disappointed that I didn't have more classes. Although apparently there is another secret class in the works currently. We aren't sure what it is yet, but my guess would be it's some sort of ranger, as that is the trio. Sword, Mage and Range. But again, I'm hoping it's actually out on launch, otherwise it is a little disappointing. Anyway, once you've selected your character, then you select whether you are a tank, DPS or healer. But don't worry, you can change the subclasses anytime you want, as long as you're outside of combat. I planned on playing solo, so I just selected DPS. However, please note that each role will have its own XP bar and will increase when you're playing as that subclass. That's quite interesting to be honest. Now I can't comment too much about the swordsman class, I didn't play with the character much. However, what I will say is that the mage is much easier to use if you just want to sit down and play, as the blade master is a lot more physical on your real body. You are able to throw your sword though, but it's not really a tactic to kill enemies, but more to call them over. However, my initial impressions of the mage was a little disappointing, even though I overall enjoyed it, and it's not because of the damage output, but mainly because the mage uses two blaster guns. Now I'm not sure how that's magic, when they even have ammo that reloads. I was expecting something like Orbis, where you do actual hand signs to cast spells, which was epic to do, if you managed to pull it off in that game, as they were really difficult to perform. Here honestly I was a little disappointed that there wasn't anything even close. You eventually unlock other spells where it has a little bit of a hand gesture, but it's like hold trigger and move your hand from the top to the bottom, or hold trigger and move your hand from the bottom up. So very basic. I do think they could have done much better though, but I guess it's better for faster gameplay. Moving on. As I picked the DPS character, I'm guessing I did more damage, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it really makes in solo play. But as you can switch it on the go, it doesn't really make much of a difference. Now let's talk about the movement mechanic. I think this is the best movement I've played in VR. You get to basically glide through the sky anytime you want, which makes you feel epic. I do wish it didn't take so much stamina, especially because it's not clear why it takes any in the first place. Though you are able to upgrade your stamina with things you find in the world. But basically, you put your arms out when in the air and you'll start gliding. And when you put your arms down or in, then you'll start going down. It actually feels amazing. Most of the time, I was just flying around having fun. It's basically like gliding in the Batman Arkham series. Whee! Now for the gameplay, I've already told you what I was disappointed with. However, other than that, it was actually quite a lot of fun. I was going to do gameplay videos, but majority of the session is grinding for unlocks and levels, which would have been a little boring. Now that's not a bad thing as it is an MMORPG, so that's what you do. I did find the missions a little tedious though, as it was simply go here and kill this many of these things. Then go here, kill this many of these things and collect the things that they drop. If this continued for a while, I'm sure eventually I would have been like, okay, this is getting boring. However, what kept me intrigued and moving forward was the leveling up and unlocking new powers. Obviously that will slow down as you level up, but eventually you'll be at the level where you get to fight the final boss and even group up with other people. There are also dungeons and raids. However, I didn't really get to try any of that as I wasn't high enough level. Though it is nice to know that it's there. However, just know that there isn't much of a story content that I was able to find at least. Hopefully they flesh out going forward, so just don't expect anything right now. Talking about new. Now, I'm not sure if I just didn't find any myself, but I can't see any other weapons. For the mage, it was just the little blasters that I had. If that's the case and there is no weapon variety, then this is an issue, as it will get stale very fast. I'm hoping I just missed it. Although I do know that you can upgrade your weapons, but I really do wish it had actual different weapons, like a two-handed blaster or anything really. Same for the swordsman. Now let's talk about graphics a little bit. I think they've done something incredible to be able to run this on the Quest. I know the PC VR version is a lot better looking, but I think the Quest version is really beautiful as well. The enemies look fantastic, the world looks amazing. Sure, they've had to cut a few corners, but I'm still very impressed. Another thing I want to talk about that I didn't get to experience that much is the cooking. I think that is a game on its own. The details and activities that you can do is unbelievable. Plus, it's a vital part of the game. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, as you're probably itching to get the game. So I'm probably just going to tell you if I recommend you buy the game right now or not, and if it's better than Orbis. Honestly speaking, I would actually say yes, you should buy it if you enjoy MMORPGs. There are things that I am a little disappointed with, mainly the lack of classes, the subpar mage and the lack of weapon variety, which could all be big things. You could wait to buy the game and you won't really be losing out that much. If anything, you could have a better experience, as it probably will add extra classes by then. However, if you enjoy team play, or social games, or just a fun casual or intense action game, Zenith will really make you happy. There is enough content here to keep you going for a while, and I feel like you would get your money's worth. This will be one of the games that has a massive player count for a while, and if I were choosing between this and Orbis, I would have to go for Zenith the Lost City. Well, that's all folks. I wanted to make this video quickly so you can decide whether you want the game. Let me know in the comments what you thought if you bought it, or why you didn't. If you enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also remember to enter the giveaway. Well, thanks for watching, have a great day, stay safe and see you next time.